Earlier, I mentioned that many of these steps are intertwined, and many of these steps can go on concurrently. This is one of those steps. In fact, as soon as you decide that you want to make a new website, you should begin the design process, at least in your head. Start by looking at your competition in your market. What do they do that's good, and what do they do that's bad? Not photographically, not in their pricing and not in their packages, but with regard to their presentation. Is their site pleasant to look at? Can you navigate it easily? How easy is it to order? Make notes about what works and what doesn't, and think about how you would do it differently. Now set your VPN for Dallas and search Real Estate Photographer Dallas. First, do what we discussed doing in your local area. Find the good and the bad with each site you visit. Figure out what you want to steal and what you want to avoid. Make sure to see how the content flows across the whole site. Is it easy to get to where you want to go? And is it a pleasant ride? Now, the second thing we're going to do will come into play a little later. Note all the page titles. Note the things on those pages that grab your attention, be they words, sentences, phrases, or images. Make notes about what you feel are the strongest ones. Okay, website 101 time. Typically, there are two types of entries on a website, a post and a page. Posts are timely and limited in scope. New ones replace old ones. Think of a blog. New posts replace old ones. And for a photographer, new portfolio items will push back older ones. Pages, on the other hand, are evergreen. They are always there. These are your home page, your About Us page, your Contact Us page, what we do pages. These are your policy pages and your contracts. On commercial sites and for photographers, there is a possible third type of page, the Book Us page. You'll have to decide if you want to do that. What you need to do now is lay out how you want all this to work. Some sites do this all in one long page that scrolls on forever. Others have multiple pages. You will need to sit down and decide how your page will flow. Draw it out if you need to. Do it like a family tree. Draw lines between each page and show how they'll connect to each other. And now for the part that most people are going to drop off at and fail to realize their website's potential. This is the part where you have to sit down and actually create the content. Now is when you write down all the words that go into your pages. Most normal people building web pages fail at getting the images part, but I trust you have plenty of good images, so we're not going to worry about that. But most of you will have a problem writing the content because that is hard. Because you don't know what to write, because you don't want to sound stupid. But keep this in mind, you are an expert on this subject. You know photography inside and out. You know what to say. And most importantly, you've now looked at top photogs in 4 or 5 cities across the US and you've seen how they say it. Different people work differently. For some people, writing just pours out. For others, a structured environment works better. Make an outline and bullet points if you have to. Just make sure your story comes out. Stress the things that you stress on a job. Make it personal and about you, because that's what you're selling, is you. Let your clients know what makes you special and why you should be their choice. Most importantly, don't just tell me what you can do. Tell me what you will do for me. How will you make my job easier? If you're going to market a house, start by marketing yourself. Use other people's pages as your jumping off point if you need to. Just don't copy them. Remember the words or ideas that you found compelling that we listed earlier? Rewrite these in your own way and say them and expand on them. Tell people why you are good and why they should hire you. What do you do better than anyone else? And back this all up with your work. Sell yourself. You don't need to have all this done in a day or a week. Write some and then walk away. Come back in a few days. Edit things, change things, polish things. The more you polish your content, the better it's going to be. You will need at least 400 words of content per page to make the Google happy. Maybe not all for the Contact Us page, but your real content pages can't really be less than 400 words. Do this all in Word or Notepad, it doesn't matter. It's all about getting it down for now. It's all going to change later. Next, you need to look at your stable of images. This should be easy for a photographer. I suggest making a folder and just start dumping all your good images into it. Now is not the time to be choosy. You want a wide assortment to pick from. And use the biggest files you have. You may need to edit or crop or expand or do crazy things to make these fit certain areas and have the resolution to look good. Once you have your written content pretty well worked out, start choosing the images that are going to go with the different segments on your pages. A page on drone photography will obviously need aerials. Make new folders and now start subdividing your big folder of images. This will really help keep you organized down the road. Now we have to get cruel. You need to be dispassionate here, and you may have to be a little mean to yourself, but you need to cut all but the best images. If an image is not stellar, if there is even the tiniest thing that bugs you about it, lose it. 5 incredible images will sell you better than 20 mediocre ones. You will be remembered for your worst pictures, not your best. Keep in mind, when discussing your work, your clients are less likely to say, "Oh, she's the one who shot that incredible sunset," as much as they're going to say, "Oh yeah, but he had problems with the crooked horizon, didn't he?" Remember that. You will be remembered for your mistakes, not your best work. Keep that saying in the front of your mind when you call your final images. Other things you should keep in mind when you finalize your images. Do not use watermarks on your website, ever. Less is better. Show what you want to shoot, not what you are shooting. Never show more than one view of the same room. Never show more than one image of the same house on any single page. Too few images are not a problem. Bad images are. Again, you will need to be cruel. You're going to lose some images that you may be very sad to lose, but that's better than looking anything less than professional and at the top of your game online. When in doubt, have an impartial third party look at your images and give their opinion. This is not about being mean to you or saying that your work is bad. It is about making you look as good as you possibly can. My wife, who knows next to nothing about photography, is my best critic. She doesn't know whether the walls are vertical or the white balance is wrong or anything, but she sure as heck knows when something doesn't look right. If you have that sort of input, or if you have a tiny voice in your head that says, maybe not, just lose the image. It's better than looking bad. As you do get better, and you will, replace your old and outdated images with newer, better ones. As you change directions in your career, change out the images too. This is your site. Make it reflect what you do and what you want to do.